All right, I'm going to try and make this a really exciting 10 to 12 minutes to get everyone really up and going in regards to, what's happening with Finnair, what's happening with air connectivity, and what's going to happen in the future. So if I answer these three, then I've done what I'm supposed to do in my 12 minutes time. We're good? So my name is Mikko, and I've been with Finnair for 19 years, so I have seen many of the ups and downs of the airline industry, but as Peter mentioned, 30 years next summer, we will be flying to Beijing. So we're going to have a big celebration because we were the first European airline to actually open non-stop service to Beijing. So a bit of history and a bit of what are the keys to success. So if we overall look at connectivity and how do I see the future in regards to air connectivity, I see it growing. Many airlines, especially in China, in the Mideast, they have huge aircraft purchases going on. Many airlines are increasing capacity, and Europe is one of the areas that many airlines do want to increase in. Even today we see on top of the Air Chinas and China Southerns and China Easterns also, other airlines are starting to enter the European market. So I do see a strong growth in regards to Chinese airlines starting to operate direct flights from multiple points in China into Europe. So if we look at what's happening in regards to air capacity and air connectivity in regards to Western European airlines, I have to say that Finnair has been one of the fastest growing European airlines when increasing capacity into China. If we look at next summer, Finnair will connect 7 different cities in China, 38 times a week to Helsinki, from where we offer 100 different destinations in Europe. So 38 flights from China into Helsinki, offering 100 destinations in Europe. Vice versa, we offer 100 origins, 100 cities in Europe, where we offer you easy travel through Helsinki to 7 different destinations 38 times a week in China. So if we talk about air connectivity, Finnair is an extremely good example in regards to what is happening with air connectivity, and we're growing. Next summer will be, as I said, our 7th destination, which will be our newest. I ask everyone to go and enjoy Nanjing, a beautiful city relatively close to Shanghai. But air connectivity is an enabler. So we enable travel and tourism to actually happen. Without airlines, travel between Europe and China is extremely difficult. The more capacity an airline has, it also makes them a better option, an interesting option for many of the partners if we think of the travel industry here in Europe as well as the travel industry in China. Long-term builds trust. So us being able to say that we have been flying 30 years to Beijing, this September it'll be 15 years to Shanghai. Last year we just celebrated 5 years of flying into Chongqing. This year we'll also be having 5 years of flying into Xi'an. So we do have history in regards to flying to many different cities, and this helps when we build the relationships with tour operators both in China as well as here. It helps us look into the future in regards to what kind of packages, what destinations should we target in regards to tourists starting from China as well as from Europe. You need to put all of these pieces together because we are an ecosystem. Finnair alone, we could not succeed in regards to flying between Helsinki and the many points that we have in China. It is truly a we together can succeed. And I think that is one of the main points that also this year, the EU-China tourism year, it brings the two industries in China and Europe closer together so we can truly form that bridge, offer better packages. It'll give us here in Europe, airlines, airports, destinations, service providers at the destinations, better input in regards to how do we build those services. A truly important factor which I see in regards to those destinations, those cities and services that succeed in regards to looking at inbound tourism from China, is you have to be aligned. It has to be a true focus in regards to your strategy being aligned throughout your organization. Now, what do I mean by that? If I look at Finnair, our main strategy is to grow between Europe and Asia. And an important part of that strategy is China. Our sales organization, we're doing a lot of work to localize, to offer the Chinese passenger those elements that they truly desire. We offer Union Pay, we offer Alipay, we offer WeChat Pay. On some of these, we have been the first airline in the world or in Europe to do. We have Chinese service on board our flights. Our airport is aligned, Helsinki, our home hub, is aligned with what we are doing in regards to China. We have Chinese signage at the airports. We have customer service who can offer the service to passengers coming off the aircrafts in Chinese, telling them, if you're staying in Helsinki, you can pick up your baggage over here. If you are connecting to Rovaniemi, the connecting gate is over there. This is how you proceed in Chinese, making travel at the airport smooth and easy. So, extremely important that the strategy is aligned inside the organization. Our IT department inside Finnair is working very closely with many of the providers in China to make sure that our platforms together talk the same language. For us to be able to be in the Union Pays, Alipays, and WeChat Pays, it's really important that the ITs are there. Our marketing department is very aligned with what needs to be done in regards to our China strategy. Our finance department is very aligned in regards to what needs to be done in the Chinese market. Our resource management, our network management, our human resources. So all the different elements and units and teams that we have in Finnair are aligned. And I think the same has to apply to a destination and to a country if you truly want to focus on the Chinese market and to truly offer those services that the China market desires. And when this happens, then air connectivity can increase. Because if an airline doesn't have passengers on board, the airline will not fly very long. It needs to be financially sustainable. So we have to be able to also make money on the route, or at least make a break-even result on that. And if the demand due to the destination is not up to standard, then it becomes also a challenge for the airline. So if you want to see airlines also increase capacity, one of the elements, if we look at the commercial side, is extremely important that the destination, if you are targeting Chinese, is also very China-focused in regards to the offering. Innovation, that I do want to say that it is always better being at the forefront. I like to consider Finnair a pioneer in many ways in regards to air connectivity, being the first into Beijing, being the first airline to offer non-stop service between Europe and Chongqing, first airline to offer non-stop service between Xi'an and Europe, the first airline in the world to offer the fabulous aircraft, the Airbus 350, into Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. So to a degree, being a pioneer also helps in building that trust, and building the trust also helps in building the air connectivity. So many different areas that we talk, air connectivity is not an area by itself. It's part of the ecosystem in regards to the whole travel and tourism industry. I could talk a bit longer, but I think I will slowly at least show 2 more slides, which are the last ones. I wanted to mention a few points. As we are an ecosystem when we talk about air connectivity, what are some areas where we should and hopefully see improvement due to this great EU-China tourism year? So I think everything needs to be balanced. Everything is, we need to be able to market to the European traveler to go to China. And I think there are some areas where we can improve in this area. I think we need the language. I think this is one area that startup companies making different kind of applications where I envision one day myself just talking to my phone, and my phone is then directly translating to the person I'm talking to. Easy services that when I'm in Xi'an, the beautiful birthplace of the Silk Road, where they have extraordinary history, for me to easily go to Xi'an and purchase services in regards to what I want to see in Xi'an. If we look at vice versa, a few points that I wanted to highlight in regards to developing here in Europe. I think the visa policy which has been raised, I think this is important to make it more flexible, make it easier to truly encourage travel and tourism over the upcoming years. But for us, it is truly the focus. I think the focus is the main area, and this all links with the air connectivity. Thank you.